I'm StaceyJ and this is my studio and this is Sitdown Sundays with StaceyJ. What do I want to talk about today? There's so much in my head. We've got to wipe half of that out though, because nobody wants to jump in that skull and go, ooh, let's have a little bit of a party in here. I think my brain's having a bit of a party in there, just to be honest. How many of you sat back and had a thought about what I said last week about type, shape, then size? I have been watching a lot of YouTubers. If you jump onto my Friday sews, you would see all the vloggers I have been watching in the last week. Most of them, I think, were there from that day. And a high percentage of them talk about, well, their weight, their body shapes, and things like that. I'm just watching, I've just literally turned off the TV, and I'm watching somebody who said, well, I just make it as a pattern. I don't, all these adjustments I should do to it, and if it just doesn't fit, well, then I just give it away to charity. And I'm like going, yep, if it's something you just don't mind doing, fine, but finding out what we need to do to sort our patterns out, pull them out of that box that they're set in, to help us along the way, to make us feel good and comfortable, because comfort comes with a good fit in our clothes. I've been watching Anne of Green Gables, and I'm a bit of a sucker for that time period, and anything old-fashioned, because it's just so pure, innocent, so unlike today, so unlike me. But the whole girdle, so Anne had just turned of age where she could now wear a corset. See, this is me lacing up a corset. Wear a corset, and she almost didn't want to, you know. And Miss Stacey didn't wear one because she was banging. Well, and Anne with an E, yeah, it's different to the movie one. I always like Gilbert better in the Anne from Green Gables. Anyway, so I've been watching that, and how little their clothing clung to their bodies bar their underclothing, and how freer they were, but they wore dresses. And then I watched how they walked in. They were walking, Miss Stacey and Anne were walking into the classroom, and Miss Stacey's skirt was covered with dirt, because because she was walking through the dust. Look at the adaptation, the movie of Pride and Prejudice, where you've got to be joking me. Elizabeth Bennet walked when her sister Jane was sick at Mr. Okay, so I've watched this movie a million times. I've got the pause going on in my brain. Anyway, so she walks to his house when her sister Jane was sick, and she's mocked by the sister, saying, oh, look at you, look at her, up to her knees in mud, Mr. Darcy. That is despicable, you know. I don't think that's how she spoke, but yeah, you know how I like to do my little mimicking. So anyway, so their clothing, you know, was more freeing from the bust down. So we've got a box. We've got a box that is made up. The box is your bust. If your bust is this, your waist is this, your bit is that. Okay, and guess what, people? None of us fit inside that box. Pattern Emporium is now making patterns that already have a full bust adjustment built into it. Fantastic. That is great. I no longer have to worry about that with a couple, and it's the newer ones, a couple of the patterns. I'm going to make the Embrace Me cardigan from them as one of my Make 9s, and I So I read up about it and my sizing, because I actually had some spare fabric yesterday and I was going to make something with it. And I thought, oh, maybe I can make the Embrace Me cardigan, which I didn't have traced out, which I would have had to trace out, and blah, 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 blah. So saying I never made it. But, and I needed more material that I had left over. But it said, check your upper bust, check your bust. If your bust is 2 sizes bigger than, if your full bust is 2 sizes bigger than your upper bust, go up a size. So I'm going to go up a size because it is, 101 versus 115. Hello, girls. So it's very hard to say, well, what if you try this, this, and this? I mean, we get this pattern and we think, yep, it's going to work. Let's make it work. It's going to work. I just need to build it and it will come. It's not. This is not a movie. This is not a movie. I watch Erin Sews. Now that I've got her on my notifications, she pops up. But I watch her and I can't see any size that she's saying. Visually, I don't see people and I don't see sizes. I see not even problem areas. I see shape and I see what and how to build around that. And I wouldn't know what it's like to have a waist so small from my bottom that it causes an issue. But then again, does she know the issues going from a bust to an upper bust? So we all have our issues, we all have our problems, and it's finding out what is going to help us fix the designer's issues, because we're not the ones with the issues. There ain't no tissues for my issues. But there is no issues. I'm just having a chat, a guest bag with someone. Right. I went and looked at the most adorable open home today. It was really nice. It was really, really gorgeous. Anyway, no, I'm not selling. I literally cannot sell a house in the state it's currently in. But would love to buy that house. Anyway, so would my daughter. So we've got to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, let's use a house for an example, okay? My first house I ever bought, it was in an area that was not dodgy, but not, it's on the border of don't live there, you know what I mean? So you didn't jump over the couple of back fences and hope for the best. You just didn't hop over those fences. No, and he took me to this little box of a house. It was a 3-bedroom house. It had a separate bathroom and a toilet. That was a stipulation. I was a single person at the time, and he took me on the borderline. Now, Dad, who'd lived in Auckland, said where no and where to go. And although this fell under 3 different zones, it kind of fell into one of those zones. But anyway, so what we were talking about, we're talking about houses. So this guy took me to the house and he walked me around the yard. And there was a deck and there was an outhouse, like a, I say outhouse, I want to say a rumpus, but it's not a rumpus room. I'll think of it by the end of this conversation. Anyway, so after all that, I looked at him and said, are we allowed to go inside the house? And he said, are you ready? And I said, yes, I am. Now, I'd given them all the instructions I wanted on a house. And he took me through the back door, which went through the laundry. And to the right were the 3 bedrooms, the toilet, the bathroom. And to the left was the lounge, the dining, and the kitchen. And the front door. And so we went there. And I walked around this house. And the house was there, okay? So the pattern is there, okay? But I didn't want, it didn't work for me having the way the kitchen, dining, and the living room was. So I had to make my alterations. Okay, so I changed the kitchen and the dining to be in a different zone than what it was, and the living in a different area. And that's what you got to do with the pattern. I like the pattern. The pattern's pretty. I'd like a coat like that, a dress like that, shorts like that, pants like that, blah, 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 right? I want that. But what do I have to do to make it to be mine? And that's when you've got to say, you got to man up and say, okay, I've got the structure, I've got the bones, I've got the walls. Okay, I need to take that wall down and add the wall like that. I need to take that wall out and expand it for the girls. So that's where you go and look at patterns. You can't look at something and go, I am going to look like that pencil drawing on the front cover of that pattern. I was watching, I want to say Karen Sew Slowly, was it? And she found this, I almost wanted to scream at her that she definitely had the wrong pattern in her hand, because the one I've got, I think it was a Stylark, it's a blouse, it ties at the front and it gathers, and it's, yeah, I talked about it last week. Anyway, I wanted to yell at her, God, don't use that one, use this one. But she said, look at this picture. Oh my God, why would they put, it doesn't even fit the model properly, the way it was all screwed up on her body, why on earth would they put that picture as the selling point, pardon me, of it? I had soup for lunch. I made pumpkin soup. And that was just a little bit of reminding me that it's for dinner as well. Anyway, so presentation, although it could be the key to selling, it doesn't mean that it's exactly how you need it to be. I love an open planned home. I like it because not only does it evolve everyone that's in the 3 or 4 rooms, it's opener. Yep, it's opener. It's brighter. It's more social. It's all that. Like, bedrooms aren't a social point. You don't hang out in your bedroom. Well, kids do, but really, who cares how small their rooms are? But as an adult, we don't socialise in our bedrooms unless we have the little tin with the keys going into it, okay? We don't socialise in the bedrooms. We socialise in the lounge, the dining, and the kitchen, okay? So that's the place that the warmth of is meant to be. Why am I talking about houses? So that's where I was going. Not everybody wants that, okay? So not everybody needs a full bust adjustment. Not everybody needs a full butt adjustment. Not everybody needs a sway back removal. Not everybody needs a slopey shoulder adjustment, a short shoulder adjustment. You know what I mean, okay? So not everybody needs that, but everybody needs the house, okay? Without the house, you can't do the alterations. So don't just buy the pattern and hope for the best. Buy the pattern and make it your home. Oh my gosh. If you're not in hysterics, and if you haven't de-subscribed yourself from me, unsubscribed, there's the word, from me, okay. I've got you in my crazy zone. That's fantastic. But you know what I'm saying? It's we're all different. We're all unique. We're all particular. We all want different things. We all like different things. We always see somebody wearing something and go, oh my God, I like that. It doesn't mean it's going to be yours. It doesn't mean that you can own that like they own it, the way they own it. You might have to alter something to own it. Get over it. Alter it. Man up. Because there is something more comfortable than clothes that fit properly. Imagine wearing a bra that's too tight. Ugh, a bra that's too loose. Knickers that are too... Oh, I can't stand knickers that are too tight. I must get on board with this English thing where people make their own underwear. I've got the stuff. I've got a box that says underwear stuff. I've got the elastics, I got the fabrics. What am I doing? Anyway, so then they're not in my Make 9. And I would model them. So prepare yourself. Don't tell me to make them unless you're prepared to see me model them. And nobody wants that. So that's what I guess my little chit chat is about today is, yep, I've given you a little bit of a heads up on my study. Don't tell anyone else studying them. My study, I shouldn't lay back like this. It's really unflattering. My study on what I found about bodies and my approach to how things should look on you versus the easiness of them looking on someone else. I was talking to somebody. I was talking to a dancer. I'm going to alter some clothes for her because she buys her clothes from overseas, dancing clothes, and I alter them. And most of the time I'm lengthening the body because historically, big word for 5 o'clock, 5:30. Historically, Brazilian women, and this is the kind of dancing they do, have short, bodacious bodies. Now, my friend has a long body, and so everything twangs her in half. And most of them are suits that go from the top to the bottom with an attachable skirt. But even dresses have the attachable pants in them because you've got to have that to have, I don't know. Anyway, so she said to me, I much prefer to have a short body with long legs. I said, shove on a pair of heels. Oh, tell me what I can do to lengthen my body. Nothing. There's ways I can mask it and change it and make it look like my body's longer. But my body is the length of my body. My waist is the height my waist is going to be. So I'll alter it. The pattern, not my waist. No racks for me, people, no racks for me. So that is my probably way too long conversation about the subject I touched on last week. Let me show you what I made. I'll be back. I had some scrap fabric, right? This is yesterday, and I wanted to make this. I said I was going to make the Embrace Me cardi, and I didn't. I made something from that I had made in the past. I made, because the pattern was right there, so I just did it. Changed it a little bit, the Kingfisher, and I took the band that was longer and I took about that much off it so I can tuck it up, and and I did a real kid cut up and sway backed it and knocked off that. So I still had some left over. I made a pair of pants for Abigail. Aren't they cuties? Look like teddy bear. It actually looks, when I was wearing the jumper yesterday, it looks like it's been knitted. It's just so cute. And it's, when you sew it, it does have that little bit of stretcher frayability going on. But basically, the main thing I'm making out of it, because this is scraps, this is leftovers, this is, what did I say? Throw away Thursdays, not Thursdays. Anyway, it's what I'd make with scraps. So I buy 3 meters of fabric, and sometimes I don't make something with it that needs 3 meters. And this particular thing I think might have been about 5 meters, and I possibly needed 3.9 meters to make what I was making, which is sitting over there, and that's a reveal for another day because it's not Monday. Okay. And I sat there, and I'm really proud of myself because this fabric I've got on now, I'm going to turn the tripod around. That's it. So I can tilt you down. This is the Fern Bird that you saw on Friday with the different sleeves. Okay, so this was leftovers. This was like, if I put this 1.3 meters away, when am I going to do something with it? What's the time? It's 3 o'clock. I'll make a Fern Bird. So So I'm trying to, when I get that little bit of fabric, not go straight into making the main garment that I've cut out, is to whip up something small in between. And I got a compliment on this today. I was at a chemist and I'm there talking to the lady about something, and she said, the chemist lady said, "Oh, I love your top." I said, "Thank you." I said, "I made it." She goes, "Oh, it's awesome. I love it. The fabric is so you. It's amazing." Anyway, I said, yes, I said it's actually a Fern Bird. I said, designed by a New Zealand designer down in Nelson. Look at me dropping things. She said, "I wish I could sew." This is a chemist lady. "I wish I could sew." Dude, how brainy are you? You're so brainy. I wish I was that brainy. I wish I could sew. Anyway, so yeah. Look at me owning up to making it. It's not that I'm embarrassed when people say it. I get a little bit shy. So you guys don't really answer back to me until I read the comments. So, and make sure you write comments. I love getting them. I know I'm behind with some. I think I've got catching up to about 3 weeks behind now. And I do have a lot over the Christmas vlogging was massive because I was vlogging so much. So I still got some of those. And you'll randomly see me comment on something, which you might have commented on something sooner. No, more recently. And I'm going back. I'm just whacking through them, okay? I just like to answer them with a response better than or thanks. You know, I like to talk. Do I like to talk? Julie, do I like to talk? Speaking of the name Julie, Julie W, thank you very much for your Ko-Fi that I received, and I do believe Jane as well. I don't think I've mentioned Jane has given me a lovely, lovely love donation. Thank you very much. I'd say coffee, but it's not going towards coffee, not when Mr. Christopher makes it. He'd just be mortified if I start buying coffee. He makes coffee every morning for me when I want one. So I want to thank you, lovelies, for that. That is going to definitely go towards the system. I want to make it easier for you guys to see, make it easier for me to set up. It's probably more the point, because when it's annoying, it gets frustrating to do, if that makes sense. Oh, and I'm not going to say that anymore as well, because of course it makes sense. You people out there are intelligent. But so thank you, Julie and Jane, for that. That was really nice. What else did I want to say? I want to say, please give me the thumbs up if you like it, any of my content, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let me know if I'm an utter nutter. I love that saying, and yes, I am, and fully appreciate being called that. It was fantastic. I actually use the phrase a lot now. I say to my kids, "You're just being an utter nutter." And I would like, thumbs up. Thanks. That would be really, really nice if you, at any part of this you thought was okay. To that one person that keeps thumbs downing me, get over yourselves. Just saying. You know how not everyone likes you in the world? Just saying. I've been everywhere, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've got some people that... No, anyway. So I just wanted to say... today's sit down was a bit impromptu of what I was going to talk about, but I think I might have made... Ow. I just squeezed my hands together and my Oru watch. Just, that's a watch. That ring measures how much sleep I have. Because that pausing paused my sleep ability. Actually, I've never slept. I haven't slept for most of my life, but I would say the last... What are we in month 3 to probably the last 4 months? I'm getting my good doses. Some days I don't, but normally I can get about 6 hours sleep, which is nice because it was averaging 4 broken hours of sleep a night since my mid 20s. So yeah, it's one of the symptoms for the pausing, and I already did it. So that wasn't a heads up. Anyway, so yeah, if you could definitely give me the thumbs up. I don't rattle like... No, I do. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. I do rattle all the time. Chatter, 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 chatter. Anyway, so I'm going to go now. It is 5:30. I don't know what they're doing for dinner. Could be mega dangerous or it could be mega yummy. Who knows? I'm not in charge of it today. Can't be bothered being in charge of everything all the time. I'm doing the washing to get the uniforms to them. That I am in charge of. And I can hear it drying still. Winter's coming. So guys, I want you to stay well, warm and safe. I want you to keep cool, keep on sewing. Hydrate. I think there was too much salt in my soup. I feel a bit dry. Hydrate. No regrets. I don't. I chatter a lot. No regrets. Don't care. You love me or you love me. And I'm lovable, like a great big cuddly teddy bear. Anyway, take care. Hope this wasn't too much of a boring conversation for you. Comments, send them. Love them. Let's talk. Oh, just quickly, sorry, before we go, I have in the community page on my YouTube. So if you don't know where that is, sometimes you just see my face go blah on the screen. Hopefully that will be my thumbnail. That on the screen. And if you actually go into my channel, you'll see videos, shorts, playlists, and in the playlist you'll see where I drop all my stuff, so you can go in there if you're looking for something specific. And you'll also see community. Okay, so if you jump into community, you'll see me requesting information about what you want to learn on Tuesday tutorials, also information on what my week covers, going from Monday to Sunday with how I communicate with you guys. And 3 is I want some ideas for the next monthly May, because you know that we're already in the day 3 of March that we're making the Sydney dress. I have cut out and I have cut out and I have I think I stuck some interfacing on. So, and I will put that together and throw that out in a vlog. Hopefully, drop your name down if you are doing the sew along. That'd be fantastic. And I will be thinking of how I'm going to send out to the winner of your makes for 2024 in my little booklet that I've made up. Finally finished colouring that in, the last page, so I can send that out to a winner. Hopefully Mr. Christopher's home so he can draw a name out. And secondly, I want to think of something that I can give on a random draw for anyone that makes the Sydney dress and any monthly makes that we make. Monthly makes that we make. Okay, that's me. I've prattled enough. We're gone 27 minutes of me rambling. Gotta go. Take care. Keep on sewing.